Hello and welcome to episode-wise, I'm not sure, but this is definitely part 2 of the Lancelot Caper. If you're not sure of the episode number, just read the title when I post it on YouTube. Anyway, welcome back. We missed a session last time, so it's been a while since we've been back together. I will do my best to summarise as I remember where things are. So, if you recall, last time you responded. So things have been established that you are more formalized now in your relationship with the government and also with DICE, and as such, you have kind of taken over the Eagle's Nest as was, and have been provided with more support, including a fancy new or access to a fancy new vehicle. Piloted by a DICE agent, and your first official operation was you were called to central London to deal with a rampaging super villain, super being, whose name I believe is Black Sun. So if you recall, you went and dealt with him, and you dealt with him by not getting into a fight with him because he would have pulverized you. But you managed to contain him, and after he had been, he'd basically teleported away. You then were told of a situation brewing at a place called Farnsworth Hall. Now, Farnsworth Hall was hosting a meeting of the EEC, because bearing in mind we are in 1984, so a meeting of the EEC finance ministers, and you saw a news report suggesting that some sort of situation was going on at Farnsworth Hall, whereby some superpowered individuals seem to have taken the group of politicians hostage. So you had been dispatched. You were en route in the Eagle Wing, as we're calling it, and so basically, pretty much where we left it, there was stuff going off, and then you you've basically arrived at Farnsworth Hall. So the Eagle Wing is brought in for a landing on the lawn, and as you descend, you can see that there is a throng of media in front of the building. This Farnsworth Hall is your typical British stately home, and you'd landed, and as I say, as you're coming down, you can see there's media around, and in front of the as you land, you see in front of the building there is a what looks to be somebody in a suit of silver armor standing on the front steps of the building, apparently talking to the massed press. And as you land, you also observe that there are police vehicles and military vehicles, you assume from DICE, in the area. And as you land, you are so the vehicle lands and you disembark, and you are met by the DICE commander, whose name is April Hanson. So if you remember, I think you'd had a conversation with her last time. You may remember from previous dealings with DICE, it was a Major Dawson that you were dealing with, but he doesn't seem to be on the scene at the moment. And so Hanson approaches you as you come out of the vehicle, and as I say, you can hear this amplified voice of this guy talking in the background, but she comes over to you, and I'm going to switch over to another little image. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so Hanson approaches you and she says, well done on your handling of Black Sun in London. That could have turned nasty. As you can see, though, we have a situation here. How much do you know about what's going on here?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, very, very little. Just that potentially some politicians are being held captive.
It looks like there's a cadmium man over there holding a flag.
says, well, that's, yeah, she says, yeah, well, you are, I'm glad that you've been paying attention to the news feed. So you're right. There are a number of foreign dignitaries inside the hall at the moment, and there seems to be, they have been taken hostage by a group calling themselves Pallet, apparently. And the she goes, I'm not quite sure who or what they represent, but as you can see, they appear to be superhuman in nature, and it's unclear exactly how many we're dealing with. However, it seems as if this person, and she points over to the guy who's, as I say, talking to the assembled press, seems to be the leader, and he is, would you believe, he's demanding payment of £5 billion to ensure the safe release of the hostages. He also seems to be intent on delivering some sort of manifesto. He's been talking for 10 minutes already. Now, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I have prepared an incursion plan for the release of the hostages, because obviously the official government position is that we don't negotiate with hostages. However, while this situation is developing, I have teams ready to breach the mansion to ensure that we retrieve the politician safely. However, what I want you to do is I want you to try and deal with this person and his allies, or at least keep them distracted, so that we can get our people inside the mansion to rescue the hostages, hopefully without casualties, obviously. And
are your people that you're sending in, do they have super abilities?
I'm just switching over to the map. So can you see? You see the map there? Everyone see the map?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just explain what's going on, and I'll come back to your question. So we're going to assume Kevin's character is with you, just because I know he's not here at the moment, but if he does drop in. So as you can see, so you're on the top here. So you're off the map at the top is where the Eagle Wing is parked. So you're talking to Hanson. So you can see there's media vehicles here. These tokens, the tokens representing the there's a couple of tokens representing press. Now they're not just two blokes from the press. There's meant to be a group of them, but again, the map was getting mighty crowded, so you can just assume that each of those represents a small group of journalists. Similarly, you've got police officers kind of stationed around, and as you can see, there's a couple of police cars there blocking any more access. Now, this vehicle here, this is the vehicle that the people from Pallet arrived in.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it looks again from this distance. It looks fairly utilitarian, but it's parked over there. And then you can see that this is the guy who's identified himself as Agent Silver, and he's the person who's holding court with the press. And again, as you're watching in the background, he's, as I say, you can see him gesticulating and he's talking, and you can catch a bit of his speech, but he seems very interested in the sound of his own voice, for sure. And flanking him, there are some other individuals. So this gentleman here, he literally seems to have orange skin. He basically looks like a sumo wrestler, but with orange skin. And then you have what appears to be a giant green ape standing next to him as well. And then you have this gentleman here who seems to be wearing some sort of equipment. He seems to have like a flamethrower or something on his back. You can't really tell from this distance. And finally, up above, you can see that there is this woman, all dressed in blue, is just basically flying around. She's sort of drifting around up in the air above the proceedings. But so Hanson's, to answer your question, Hanson says no. She says, you're my only superpowered assets at the moment. She says, I have a strike team standing by in the woods around the back of the building. So the plan is, I want you to distract these people. Again, I'm not looking for fatalities here, but if you can engage them and keep them busy, and while that's happening, then my team will breach. Or once they seem to be distracted. Now we believe they have got non-superpowered guys inside the building, keeping the hostages quiet. But my team can, my team can certainly deal with them. I just need you to take care of these presumably superhuman assets. They haven't exhibited any abilities other than the obvious, and she points at the lady in blue sort of wafting around in the air. And she says, I'm not quite sure what's going on with the gorilla, but again, all I need you to do is to keep them occupied, and then we will do the rest. Is that clear?
It is, yeah. Do we have any briefing on these guys? Have they shown their faces before?
Okay, let's have a little look. Yeah, let me find out for you. I'm using Kevin's rewrite of this scenario, and the one thing that he hasn't actually put in it is what the hell palette actually stands for, which would be quite useful to know, wouldn't it? So bear with me for one moment. I am just going to, luckily, thanks to the magic of the internet, I have all of this stuff stored. So just bear with me for a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. I can know, as it goes, I'll just edit this out. It's fine. Okay, let's have a little look. Lancelot Caper.
I hate flying superheroes. We don't have any flying people on our side.
Well, Kevin can turn into a dragon, can't he, and fly?
And doesn't he let us know it, eh?
Yeah, bloody dragon.
Okay, so palette. So what the information that you have on palette is that they are apparently the People's Army for Liberation from Economic Tyranny.
I mean, that sounds good.
I mean, it sounds right, doesn't it?
Can I
join them?
The downside is that it's thought that they are Russian backed, so basically a communist group. And as far as you know, they tend to go by fairly utilitarian names rather than using flashy, superhero names. So hence Agent Silver, for sure, because he's identified himself as such. And I can tell you,
Agent Orange, Agent Green.
There is an Agent Orange. There's an Agent Ruby. There's an Agent Silver, Agent Emerald, who's the giant ape. You assume.
Is one of them missing an ear? Oh no, that's one of us later.
So anyway, but basically, this also, as far as you know, the palette agents that have been encountered by DICE before, they tend to be humans, but with some sort of special weaponry or possibly bionic modification.
Okay, so we're familiar with the organization, but not necessarily these characters.
Correct.
Okay.
So she knows, as I say, she knows that all that they really know, because again, this is a fast-moving. Obviously, this situation is fairly new, and again, this is before the days of the internet, so information isn't quite as quick to come across. So all you know is that Agent Silver is the one who's in front of you. He's obviously wearing some sort of armor, and as I say, you have then Agent Brown, who's you think is the sumo dude, and then no one's quite sure about the blue lady, although she's clearly with them. And again, or it could be Agent Blue, and then you've got Agent Emerald, who she believes is the gorilla guy, and then I think you've got Agent Orange as well, who's the bloke with what looks like a flamethrower on his back.
Okay.
But
there
anyway,
is no Agent Black, because everyone would want to be Agent Black, wouldn't they?
You would, wouldn't you? It's like Captain Black, isn't it? Yeah, everyone wanted to be Captain Black. You didn't want to be Captain Nancy Scarlet. You want to be Captain Black. Anyway, so right, so there you are. So she's like, yeah. So she goes, look, we don't know what their intention. They've stated their intentions are that they're after money. we have no intelligence to the contrary. But again, we have a team on standby. You know, these are my people are very experienced at this sort of thing. But these guys are obviously a potential unknown. So
Okay.
she goes, right. She goes, right. Okay. So anyway, she goes, you can move when you're ready. I will give the order to my people once it seems as if these guys are distracted.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Let's.
I don't want to digress and delay too much, but there is media here. I was wondering if we actually had a name for our team.
Well, that's a good question. So I think the unofficial name that they've been giving you is the Eagles, because the Eagles were the group from the 50s whose base you have inherited. Now, if you can obviously change that, I've got no problem with you coming up with your own name, but they've been referring to you as the Eagles purely because...
I was wondering if we should be known as the New Eagles for now.
Oof. I mean, that works for me.
You've been updating the website.
Yeah. The New Eagles. Okay, that works for me. I like that. It's like the new Seekers.
Because it's press here, and they're obviously going to report on this, and want to get the name right.
That's a very good point, actually, and that hadn't even occurred to me. But yeah, you're right. And this again, that could be a factor in your thinking here, because again, this is not the social media age, but there is media here, and obviously, it is something to consider that you are going to be. Like it or not, you're going to be observed. But ultimately, that's the situation. So over to you guys as to what you want to do here.
Who's the strongest of us now? We could go over and challenge them to an arm wrestle.
Winner takes all. So I think maybe we should we start.
Maybe you could go and challenge him to a rap battle or something.
I think we should start talking to the police and asking them maybe to move the media guys back a bit if they can, just in case things go down.
Okay. Fine. So you can approach. Yeah, you can approach again. So on the map, by the way. So I struggled a lot. Well, I don't want to give you too much boring information, but so the map squares I think are going to be the usual 2 meters. Now, obviously, your characters are bigger, but obviously, just go by the sort of center of the counter, basically. So, as I say, the squares should be. I think they're basically 2 meters, but the I mean, they're probably less than that actually, because the cars otherwise are huge. But anyway, that'll do for our purposes. So, and again, just bear in mind, just move your counter, but sort of go with the middle of the counter as being where the square that you're in. So, but for now, I'm not going to roll for initiative just yet, because you're just getting yourselves set up. So, yeah. So okay. So So Hyde, you can go and talk to the senior police officer. So, and he kind of looks at you and recognizes you, and of course, you're one of the more recognizable members of the group. And he's like, he said, "Yeah, right, oh, Mr. Hyde." And he says, "Right, you lot, move back." And he comes over and starts, "Move back." And this Agent Silver says, he's still monologuing, or he's still talking about the people's the people deserve better, and blah, 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 blah. But you notice that as you're ushering the police back, that these guys start to spread out. So these guys move across. The giant green ape is just kind of going sort of glaring at you. And they spread out, obviously sensing that things are about to kick off here. But he continues to talk, so he's still going on, even though the press are beginning to sort of back away. And basically the press start backing away. Their aim is to head behind the vans here. So these are press vans, basically.
Okay, cool.
So they're going to sort of head back for that. And yeah, the police, kind of usher them back. And cool. Right. Okay. So yeah, so you do that. What about the rest of you? Do you want to get yourselves, how do you want to handle it?
I'm going to go over here.
Yep, go for it.
I'd like to move a bit closer, sort of over here.
Yep.
See if I can hear what's actually being said.
Okay, and I'm going to move Anorin down here. to become sort of back up here, and he's helping to he's like ushering the press back. And yeah, so basically, this guy it seems to you like he's trying to seems to you like he's just like, I say, monologuing's a good word for it, but he's just banging on about politics. But what seems odd is, as I say, the press are being moved back, but he's still talking. So you suspect that he's trying to keep focus on him, if that makes sense. He's not paying too much attention to that. He's literally, obviously keen to try and keep attention on him. Yeah, sorry, Kerrin, go ahead.
Can I try and break up his monologue with a slow clap?
You can. Yeah, love it. Yeah, go on then. Yeah, you saw. Well, that's really inspiring, isn't it?
That's it.
And he says, here we are, a typical agent of capitalism. Let me guess, my friend. You're here to put an end to our evil ways. Is that it?
Well, we've been sent to negotiate. Speaking of capitalism, I hear you're demanding quite a hefty price.
Well, that price would merely be to aid our efforts in freeing the oppressed masses, my friend. Why, come join us. You know, we are a collective. We are equal. We wish to bring only equality to the working peoples of the world. And if that means we have to break a few heads while we're doing it, he says, stepping down off the step, then so be it.
Okay. I will unholster my bat if it's holstered, and I'll say, you can try to break my head if you like.
Right. Well, I think we need to go for initiative then. I think that's so. With initiative, again, it's been a while, so I'll just remind us of how it all works. So with initiative, we each roll a d10, and depending on who roll, we go by who rolls highest, and then we split it. So you've got a 10, a 4. I'm going to go for I've got a 1. Oof. So that is through. So it means you get 2 frames. So if you just to remind you again, a frame. So every turn is broken down into basically 4 frames, and in a frame you can move your movement distance on your character sheet. You can engage in sort of activity such as talking or just sort of normal activity, and then two frames together are what's called an action. And so an action is usually what it takes you to do something super powered. So you can do a one-handed attack in 1 frame, by the way. So if you're just punching somebody, that counts as just a 1 frame activity. But if you're using any other kind of using a superpower, or if you're using a 2-handed weapon, then that takes an action. So again, so because you won the initiative, you get 3 frames. Sorry, you get 2 frames in which to act. So that's an action or 2 frames. So now, if I remember rightly, looking at my table, so Captain Sonar, you always get to go first because your dexterity is the highest out of the group. So what would you like to do?
Can I use my freeze gun to freeze this guy's flamethrower?
You certainly can do. So I'm just going to open up just bear with me a second while I just bring up your character sheet. Again, very unprepared, but I have
my character sheet.
Beg your pardon?
Sorry, I was talking out. I can't find my character sheet. I did have it. I always keep it open in the tab, and I've lost it.
I'll put the link to the. Bear with me. I'll put the link to the.
It's not on the website.
It's not linked in the gallery, is it? That's just pictures of us.
So if you go to that link, I think if you go there, that should, in theory, you should see a page.
No link for pay strikes.
Is there not?
No, I don't have a write up.
Oh, you're right. That's not good. Or hide.
Or hide.
Oh, that's my bad. I hadn't.
Mine.
Okay, that's not going well, is it? Okay. Well,
I'm just going to guess what I've got.
I've got your character sheets in front of me, so don't worry too much. I'll fix those links before next time. So, right. So Captain Sonar, so you have got your options are. So you want to use the ice cannon.
Use the freeze gun to freeze his flamethrower if I can.
Okay, so the frost cannon has a weapon class of 3. So what you need to do is, if you need to give me a, I'm going to tell you what you need to go for. So you've got weapon class of 3. He has got a defense class. Oh, I just dropped his sheet on the floor. He has got a defense class of 4. So you've got weapon class 3 versus defense class 4. So you basically need, first of all, to roll me a 10 or better, please.
On a D20.
D20, yeah, D20.
Oh, well, that's going well.
Okay, so you shoot off a blast of frost cannon energy. I mean, basically, he just steps out of the way. So you kind of, the frost cannon is not the easiest thing to aim, and so you shoot off a blast of ice energy, and so it's up to you actually how much energy you want to put into that, because basically you get 25 d6 over 5 rounds. So should we just say you spent 5 d6 because it recharges, but that's the sort of minimum. So if we go for 5, I'll just make a note of that. So you've still got 20 d6 of damage essentially that you can do in reserve. So you shoot, he sort of steps out of the way. So next up to go is phase strike. So phase strike, you're going to cause me a problem because I need to find your character sheet. Just bear with me a moment. I can't believe I didn't do those links. That's really stupid of me. Apologies for that. Okay, Golden Heroes, character write-ups, legacy campaign. Okay, I've got phase strike. Right, so phase strike, you have got. So your options are, you obviously have claws, so you can attack somebody with hand to hand. You've also got, because you've got gymnastics, you have the ability to you can like somersault into combat if you want. Obviously though, your most obvious weapon is your bow, which is obviously a ranged weapon. So you can certainly shoot with your bow, and of course, don't forget you gained wall crawling as well, just for fun.
Oh yes, I was trying to remember what it was that I'd gone for in the end.
Yeah,
yes.
you went for wall crawling. So
not really funny.
I mean, you could certainly, if you wanted to, you could also leap onto the top of the van and take a shot if you wanted to. Or again, that the hall is probably a little bit far out of your range to get to it.
No, that's fine. I think what I'll do is because Agent Silver is presumably still droning on, I will do a hand to hand combat.
Okay, so you're going to basically jump. You're going to attack him.
Yeah, I'm going to attack him.
Okay, so you've got somersault attack.
Yeah.
So that's, you do like a gymnastic attack where you kind of go, spinning around and fly into him.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look and see what. So basically, I'm going to put you. Move yourself up, up sort of next to him. And the way that works is going to be so your somersault attack is a weapon class of 2, and we said he's got a DC of 4. So that means that you need to give me a first of all a D20 roll. So we said weapon class 2. So you need to get an 11 or better to hit him.
In there.
Perfect. So you go, gymnastically flying into him. Now he is not going to be able to dodge you because he's already just dodged out of the way of the ice cannon blast. So he's kind of jumped into your path, if you like.
Yep.
Again, he's stepped to one side to avoid the ice blast, and then you've kind of come flying in him from the side. So he's not going to get a chance to try and stop you from doing that. So your somersault attack does 1d6 HTK. So if you want to give me 1d6 first of all for your hits to kill, so that's 6, lovely. And then give me 2d6 for your hits to coma. Okay, so that's 6 and 6 in total. So just again, to a little reminder that Golden Heroes, you have 2 types of damage or hit points essentially. So you have hits to kill, hits to coma. So hits to kill is your actual body damage. So when you lose your if you're losing hits to kill, it means you're being actually hurt. Hits to coma is basically your kind of resilience, and when you lose all your hits to coma, you get knocked out. But if you lose all your hits to kill, you get killed. Now the only downside is he is wearing armor, and his armor gives him damage dividers. So his hits to kill, is basically got a divider of 4. Which means that he is going to only take 1 point of hits to kill from that attack from you.
Okay.
And then hits to coma, he's got damage dividers of 3, so he takes 2 hits to coma. So takes 1 hit to kill and 2 hits to coma. So essentially, you sort of bounce off him. You fly into him, and you land a good solid hit, but he just kind of he sort of shrugs it off. However, his attention is now on you because you've gone flying into him. So,
I mean, it will do that.
I suspect next. I can see what's coming next. So next up, we have got Hyde. So again, I'm just open up your character sheet. Give me 1 sec. So Hyde.
So, Steve, I'd like to swing my bat and do a wind attack. I was just wondering, is it more of a cone sort of effect? How many of these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say a cone effect's fair. Again, there is. Let me just. I've got your character sheet here. Yeah, that works for me. I mean, if we call it a cone, because it's wind. So, because essentially what you have is you have the weather control power, which it basically means you can summon a wind, and the way that you do it is that you use your bats to, you waft it with such speed that it creates this kind of wind attack. So yeah, I think a cone's fair. So I would say, looking at the map, I would say you could certainly hit silver and emerald with the same wind attack.
Lovely.
So let me just have a little look at what that does in terms of mechanics, so I can just see what. I mean, in my head, I think the way I'm going to rule it is, I think if you succeed, so you make an attack roll. If you succeed, then essentially they have to make a dexterity save, otherwise they get knocked on their arse.
Perfect.
I think that works for me. And then what I'll do is I'll give them a small amount of hits to coma damage to replicate that, because, as I say, I think it's only fair that if you knock them over, because you can use it to keep people. You can basically use it to the way it's written. It says that you're kind of you can stop people from moving so easily, and it makes you harder to hit. But I think the way that you implement that power, I think that makes sense. So you can do the as written description if you wish, but I think we'll try that and see how that plays out, because I like I think that works for me.
Sounds good.
Hold on. I've just managed to drop the bloody write-up of the supervillains there. Okay, fine. So let's have a little look. So you have got I think that you have got. Your attack is going to be it's going to be a weapon class 3, because that's your hand-to-hand weapon class. So it'd be a weapon class 3. They've got defense class of 4. So basically, you need to get a 10 or better. Again, so you make one roll, and that's applying to both.
Yep. Is that with the 20, Steve?
It's a D20. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, nice. So you wind up, and this big gust of wind comes blasting towards them. So let's have a look and see whether. So Agent Silver, he has got a Dex at 8. Okay, and then Agent Emerald, who's the big ape. Okay, so I'm going to say Agent Silver doesn't save.
Yep.
so he basically you waft you hit with this big gust of wind, and he essentially he's knocked back into the door of the house, and is kind of knocked on his arse. And I'm gonna apply another 5 points of hits to kill and hits to coma. Now, because of his dividers, again, he's only going to take 1 point of hits to kill.
Yeah.
He's going to take 2 points of hits to coma. So he's that he didn't like that. Now, Agent Emerald sort of shrugs it off, and he just kind of bares his fangs. He's like at you.
Grips his monkey paws into the ground and hangs on.
Yeah, and he's like bashing his chest. But yeah, so that's effective. So yeah, so that at least that shut Agent Silver up anyway. So that's not a bad thing. Stopped him monologuing, thank God. Okay, so next up we have got.
I see that as a bit of a double team with Phase Strike. Like she hit him or pounded into him, and then I sort of knocked him on his ass, sort of thing.
Well, actually, I'll tell you one thing that I do. Yeah, that's a very good point. And what I do like is I think the fact is that you, because you are beginning to operate as a team, then what we can factor in is that we can assume that there will be situations where you have practiced again as things move on, because at the moment, you know, it's still fairly early days for you as a team. But I think as things move on, it's assumed that you are practicing maneuvers. So yeah, I like that idea that you've so I think I'll be more than happy to give you bonuses if you guys come up with combo attacks in future. Then I'll be more than happy to give you a bonus to attack rolls to say that this is something you've worked on in training. So there you go, perfect example.
I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so Anorin, you know, so actually a three-way team up there, because you know, Sonar has hit him, has made him avoid the ice blast, gone into Phase Strike's kick, and then you've then followed up with the wind strike, which has again resulted in. Now again, he's not really hurt, but it's certainly not the it's not done his image any good being knocked on his backside. So, and you can imagine there's people in pubs around the country watching the live feed on the BBC going, yeah, go on, give it to him, Hyde, because you're like, you know, waving your Union Jack cricket bat at this bloke. So the symbolism is probably not lost on you. So I'm going to speak for Kevin's character. So let me just have a quick look at Anorin. See what we can do something a bit different rather than, you know, change into a bloody dragon. Okay, what has he got here? Okay, so I'm going to say that Anorin is Anorin is here. So Anorin he's come over this way, and he's going to attack flying person here with a flame attack. Okay, because he has the ability with his magic. He's got the ability to focus that into a flame strike. So that's a weapon class 3 versus defense class 3. So okay, so he has potentially hit her. So she is going to try and dodge that because she doesn't particularly want to get cooked. So she is going to have a look. Okay. Right, so she deftly swoops out of the way. Oh, actually, I think I did. Bear with me 1 second. A little fun little thing that we did before. I've got a noxious. Look, I haven't got with flame. Actually, maybe I have. Bear with me. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there we go. I forgot this has got some built-in sort of assets that you can use. So we'll say that I was very nearly tempted to go back to using Roll20 because Roll20 has got some really cool animated effects in it now. So when we were playing Kevin's game a couple of weeks ago, we were having ages of fun setting off flame bursts and things, but we did more of that than actually playing the game, to be honest. So, but anyway, so you shoot a blast of flame out, and as I say, or rather, Anorin does, and she flies off. So basically, that's his 2 frames used up. So right, so I think that's so basically Colonel Hanson. Not that any of you are observing her, but she's starting to move. She's sort of moving over this direction. The police guys are basically falling back behind the vehicles. And the media guys are suddenly go, oh my God, but they're still filming. So they got the cameramen are sort of filming from behind the trucks here. And the police guys are trying to keep them behind under cover, but they've fallen back. Okay, so what we've got Agent Silver is the first one. So that's your 2 frames. So these guys have now got their full frames to use. So Agent Silver, he's going to have to spend a frame to get up off his backside, which he does. Not particularly happy about that. And he has... Interesting. Okay, so he's basically his options are, I think, to sort of punch you. So he's going to go for you face strike just because you're nearest and because you belted him.
Outrageous.
So he gets up and he's going to try and make a hit at you. So your defense class is yeah, I really need to sort out that character sheet thing. That's really quite annoying. But that's fine. I can manage to deal with it. Bear with me. So face strike, you have got a defense class of 6. He's got a fist attack weapon class of 2. So that means he has got... Yeah, he's got to get a 10 or better to hit you. You will get an opportunity to dodge out of the way. Okay, so he potentially hits you. So you have some options here. You can spend frames to do what's called a combat response. And what a combat response is, it's either a dodge or a parry, depending on how you want to handle it. So at the moment, he's just trying to hit you. And so he's attacking you with a... he's basically attacking you with his hand. And so, yeah, how would you like to defend? You just want to get out of the way, or
if I can parry and potentially do some damage at the same time, is that how this works?
Yeah, you can do that, I think. Just bear with me 1 second. Parry table. Okay, so how would you like to? How would you like to? So you could probably the easiest thing to do, you probably parry him with your claws.
I was thinking that, but I didn't know whether that would take up additional frames because it's like a superpower. But if I can do that, it would make sense because they are attached.
I don't think so. So just bear with me 1 sec.
I don't use them as often as I ought to either. So
I beg your
I'll give the girls
claws.
I don't use them as often as I ought to. So it might be time to give the girls.
Why not? Like I say, I think it's a good. A good option.
I roll so badly, I hardly ever use my energy strike.
Okay. All right. So you're going to defend with claws, which is going to be. So he's attacking you with his hand to hand, and you're going to parry him with. Okay. So can you give me a D20 roll, please?
I can attempt to. Let's see what happens. Oh.
Okay. No. You succeeded. You needed to get a 9 or better to parry him. So he smacks at you. You bring up your claws, and if you would like to give me another 1d6 and 2d6 for your hits the kill, hits the coma. So he's going to take 1 point. Yeah, he's going to take 1 point to each because again he's got dividers. So actually no, his dividers. He's got dividers of 3 for that. Yeah, so he's going to take basically 1 point to each. But again, it's all attrition. It all helps.
Yep. Yep.
So he's now taken 5 points. So he's now about he's hits the coma is quite significant. And the only thing I will say one thing, his actual hits the coma and hits the kill are actually pretty rubbish. So I can see why he wears armor, basically. But so he's had a go at you. So he's used up his he's used up 1 frame to get up. He's used up 1 frame to have an attack at you. And he's going to try and hit you again, which he has not done.
He's not having a good day.
Yeah, so basically you're kind of engaged in a bit of a hand-to-hand with him. So he's like I say, he's gone for you, and you've got your claws out, and you're just like parrying him with claws. So you're keeping him busy, which is excellent. So the next one to go is going to be this blue lady up here. She basically flies down towards Anorin. And she's going to try and hit him with basically a hand-to-hand attack, which is actually no, that's good. She's going to hit him with she seems to shoot some sort of energy blast at him, but it looks to be like wind again, similar to how Hyde operates. So she's going to go for weapon class 3, and look, class 3. Okay, so. I don't think that's going to be enough. Nope. Weapon class 3 versus defense class 6. So she shoots out a blast of, again, looks like wind. And Anorin manages to avoid it. And then she swoops past him and then sort of swoops off again. And then next up on the list is... right, this guy here. So Sumo Guy. I'm going to call him Sumo Guy. His name's actually Agent Brown, but let's face it, he looks like a sumo wrestler. I don't care what they say. Okay, so what can he do? Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm going to... Let's see what this guy... He's got an interesting ability, which I think... Yeah, okay. So what he's going to do... Right, he gestures at you, Phase Strike.
Yep.
And you see some sort of wave of force coming out of his hands. And what's odd is he's not aiming at you. He's aiming at the ground. And as you watch, the ground below you begins to turn into mud.
Okay.
And you are basically. I'm going to give you you do get a chance to avoid it, but I'd say you'd have to use your gymnastics to get out of it because he's essentially trying to trap you. So his power is he's got the power of molecular field manipulation. So he's basically, and he can sort of turn objects into other objects. So he's turning the ground into mud. And he's, as I say, he's pointing this thing at you. So you can feel the ground below you, even though the ground is essentially stone. It's beginning to turn into this kind of sticky mud. So it looks as if his aim is to trap you. So you can't, so basically you'll sort of sink to your knees in mud and you can't move. Okay, but because you've got one frame left that you can draw on. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to kind of gymnastically jump out of the way before you get trapped.
Yes, please.
You are going to be doing a response, which is going to be blah, 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 blah. So the dodge table is... Right, so the dodge, his weapon class is, I think, going to be... looks like it is... It doesn't actually tell me... Well, I'm going to give it a weapon class 3 because I need something for you to roll against. So I'm going to give weapon class 3, and so if you can roll 1d6 for me.
Sure. Okay. We've got a 3.
Okay, and you've got a dodge modifier of +2, so that gives you a total of a 5.
Mm-hmm. Do I get off the ground in time?
Right, so that counts as what's called a glancing blow. So what I'm going to say is essentially you pretty much get out of it. 1 foot is stuck.
I'll leave a boot behind.
Yeah, something like it's up to you. I mean, you can sacrifice a boot, or what it means you'll probably just lose 1 frame next round because you have to sort of pull your leg to get out. But luckily, you got out the worst of it.
That sounds fair. Yeah,
if that makes sense, because it wouldn't look cool for you to be running around with 1 boot off and 1 boot on.
We have standards, Steve. We have standards.
We have got standards, yeah, and also you're on TV, so you don't want to look you don't want to like you're running around with 1 boot hanging off. So basically, yeah, you kind of again you see what's coming and you kind of you leap out of the way, but again he just catches you. But you avoid any harm and you're not stuck. It just means you lose an action. You're going to lose a frame for next round.
Okay.
So I'll knock a frame off there. Okay, and who else have we got? We've got I think the next one to go is going to be probably is going to be Agent Orange. Great name. Okay, so Agent Orange is this guy here. So he is going to move. He moves, and he's going to have a pop at Anorin, I think. So he has got so he unslings this weapon from his like I said, this sort of gun that he's carrying, and it's going to be a weapon class 2 versus Anorin, who has got a defense class of 4. No, defense class of 4. No, defense class of 6. He's got so many options here. I do forget. Okay, so he needs to roll a 10 or better. Oh, okay. So he has hit now. The downside for Anorin is that he's concentrating on Blue here, who's kind of she's almost like teasing him, sort of flying around above him. And so he is going to get.
How high up is she?
She's about, I don't know, 30 feet up in the air. She's not like, really high. She's close enough, as I say, to be able to kind of. She definitely seems to be sort of teasing. She's sort of teasing Anorin, but she's certainly doing a good job of keeping him distracted. So what she's going to do is the damage that she's going to do. Oh, that's not very good for him. So she is going to be able to do 1, 2. So that's 5, and then. So Anorin takes a dose of gas. I'm going to just knock off. He's going to take. He's taken some damage, but nothing serious. And he's just like. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, Phase Strike, that you actually get a bonus to your damage when you did your attack on Agent, what's his face? You actually had an extra +2 damage to that, so he's actually lost an additional point of hits to coma.
Okay,
that's my bad. I didn't include it. Right. So, okay. So where are we up to? I think the only one left to act is going to be
Monkey Man.
Monkey Man. Oh dear. Right, so he's going to come for hide, I think.
One shot now.
Yeah, he's going to come for hide, and he just comes lunging at you. He's going to try and hit you. So you've got a weapon class. Weapon class is So Hyde's defense class is 6. He has got a weapon class 2 hand-to-hand attack. So 2 versus 6. So he needs a 10 or better to hit you. Again, you will have the ability to get out of the way.
Yep.
Right, so he doesn't hit you anyway. So, but he's going to have another go because he's got a couple of attacks he can use. So he's going to have another go. He's just basically swinging at you with his big meaty fists. Okay, so that one will land, but you have the option to dodge. So what you do is to make a dodge. You have got if you give me roll me a 1d6. Which is a 6, perfect. You don't have any dodge modifier. Okay, so he again strikes a glancing blow. So you get out of the way of the worst of it. So his damage is 2d6 hits to coma. So 2d6. So that's 11. Have you got any dividers? No, you don't have any dividers. You've got +1, but that doesn't mean anything because it's 1's divided by 1. It's still the same. Sorry, how much did I say that was? That was
11.
11, and then hits to kill is 2d6 minus 2d6 minus 6 because obviously a hand-to-hand attack is not normally fatal. So that's 6. So you take no hits to kill. So you take 11 hits to coma. Now you have got.
Gosh, and that was a glancing blow, was it? Bloody hell.
Yeah, because if he. Oh, sorry, no, you're right. It's not. It's 11 in total, but you divide that in half. So it's 6. Well, we'll call it 5 to be fair. So you take 5 hits to coma. So your hits to coma is down to 36, which doesn't present you any problems at all. I mean, it stings a bit.
Yeah. So, Steve, the way I see that playing out is he's come at me and he's striking with like a flurry of blows. So he's like, his fist, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
And I've held up my cricket bat, sort of one hand on the handle and one hand on the other end of it. And so I'm trying to sort of defend with that. But he's so quick with his sort of flurry of blows, I've just sort of not been able to defend them all.
You've taken a glancing hit from him, but yeah, you as you say, you whip up your cricket bat in time to take take the worst of it. And I mean, I'm sure your bat is probably made from adamantium or something. It's it would be awkward if it was just made out of normal wood and it just broke, wouldn't it? But we're not going to go there.
Yeah.
It's a signature weapon.
Just a bit of cedar.
It's a signature weapon, so you'd be totally fine. Cool. So let's just see where we are. So Emerald has gone, and right. So you guys have got one. So you've got 2 frames left, I believe, because they've had their whole go. So you guys have all got. If you want to do, we'll do that. I'm going to we'll do your last 2 frames. So I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. So I'm going to relocate downstairs, but we'll do your 2 frames first. So going back up the table, and so Captain Sonar, you get to go first.
Can I ask a weird question?
Yeah, always.
So obviously I don't have like agility, like phase strike to be like jumping around and stuff, but I am pretty strong now.
Yeah. Can
I Air Jordan and grab this flying blue girl by the ankles?
Yeah, you can do. I've got no problem with that. It's you've certainly got. Yeah,
you said she's like 30 foot up, right?
Yeah,
well, so especially if you jump off of a cop car or something.
Yeah, like I could just take a running jump off the top of the car or the
perfect
news van or something.
No, I love that idea. So what I would suggest is exactly that. So you again, because you've got now you've got super strength. I would certainly rule that is totally acceptable. So you, as you say, you kind of go, you just leap onto the bonnet here or to the roof of the police car in one jump, and then you basically launch yourself at her.
Basically trying to grapple her.
Right, so we're going to because it's a grapple is exactly the right term to use. So what we are going to do, so grappling is, so your normal fist attack is a weapon class 2. Okay, so weapon class 2 first of all, and then, so it's a weapon class 2, and it's against DC 6, so 2 versus 6. So it's you need to first of all see if you can roll a 10 or better to see whether you can potentially hit her. So just give me a d20 roll. Yeah, so you potentially have hit her. And okay, and then, so what can she do? So she will have an opportunity to dodge you. However, I am going to, she's going to, you sort of take her by surprise. So what she is going to do, she has a dodge.
She's like looking at Honora and she's not really paying attention. She probably thinks she's safe in there.
Exactly. So exactly. So you've potentially made a really good solid hit on her. So she is going to, so with dodging. So grabs are blah 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 blah. So she gets an attempt to dodge you. So she rolls a d6, which is a 4. Now normally we would add her dodge modifier. She's got a 1 dodge modifier of 1. We'd normally add that, but because you've caught her by surprise, I'm not going to give her the additional benefit because, as you say, she's trying to annoy Honorin, so she's not really paying attention to you. So that means weapon class 2 versus 4. Right. So you grab her. Well, you just about grab her. So she sort of tries to shimmy out of the way. You've actually caught onto her ankle. However, she looks at you, and there's a funny expression on her face, and then she disappears. Okay, and then so she disappears, and she then where's she gone? She literally has disappeared.
So, there I am jumping up into the
Come
air.
back, all
I
is
just look
forgiven.
like a crazy guy just jumping off of vehicles.
So you got her. Like I say, you caught her by surprise, but she then she basically reappears.
Twice the size.
Over here. So she seems to have teleported basically. So you had her, you just about caught her, and she just looked at you and she went boom, and she's just pop, but she reappears. What's that? 1, 2, 3, yeah, sort of 10 meters away. And seems to have regained her composure a bit. You obviously just land, so your jump carries you down, and you sort of land here, and you break some flagstones when you land.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so she's much more wary now because, as I say, she wasn't aware. She didn't seem aware that you could do that. But of course, we have to remember that you've only just gained these additional abilities recently. So, yeah, so she's now gained a bit more altitude and is regarding you with disdain. Okay, so
nice.
but yeah, she didn't like that, so that was good. Right, Phase Strike, you've now got a couple of frames. What would you like to do?
Have I got a couple of frames? Because I should be missing one.
Sorry, no, you took. Yeah, you're right. You took both your frames, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So unless you want to take frames in advance from the next round, which I probably wouldn't recommend, then
no.
Okay,
no.
So then we'll move on to so Honorin. So Honorin looks at says to you, Sono. He says this one's mine, and he gestures and basically turns into.
He turns into a dragon.
What a surprise! I don't know what I've done with my dragon count. Okay, it doesn't matter. So he basically turns into a dragon and sort of leaps up into the air. So he's used his 2 frames for his magic ability to transform. But yeah, we'll say that he kind of leaps up into the air, and she kind of looks wide-eyed, and then sort of starts heading this direction, basically. So he's kind of like, waggling his wings and sort of screeching. And you can imagine the cameras love that,
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we've got, like I said, we'll come back to that in a minute. So next up we have got Hyde. You're next to go. So what would you like to do?
Did my dodge cost me a frame?
It cost you 1 frame, but you can still make a hand-to-hand attack if you wish to do so.
Okay. With a frame, is that enough? If I imagine that Monkey Man grabbed my bat, could I try and swing him round and throw him into Agent Orange, or is that too much?
No, that's not enough. That's not too much, because basically it's a hand-to-hand attack, so I've got no problem with that. So I think all we have to do is, again, let's just see whether you can hit him. If you can hit him, we can assume that works.
Okay.
So all you got to do is it's a DC 10 or better.
I'll do it. No.
Be good enough. Okay. Not with 2. So you go to swing, but you realise he's actually got enhanced strength as well.
Yep. Yeah.
So he's kind of wrestling with you. I mean, let's see, what strength have you got? Because you've now got super strength, haven't you? So he has got a strength of 24, and you have got a strength of 26. So you are slightly strong. So you will be able to overpower him eventually.
Yeah.
But because you've only got enough frames to do a kind of normal attack. You're at the moment you're just wrestling with him, but next turn you will then get to make your full. You'll have your full ability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it there. I'm going to just drop off while I just relocate. So feel free to go and grab a drink or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to go grab a drink.
I will speak to you in a couple of moments.
Okay.
So I can't remember this, but has anyone ridden a Nuren as a dragon yet?
I don't think so. I didn't know that was a possibility. Didn't like to ask.
I mean, he's pretty big, right?
Yeah, so it would make sense that could happen. He's never offered.
He's never given anyone a lift.
No.
Even when we didn't have the flying jet.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello. Are we all here, or is Kerrin?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Nice, lovely. Okay. Did I hear some crazy talk of someone riding a Nurin, by the way?
You did, yeah.
Okay, right. So, So let me just get myself back in. It's what moving is really messy.
It hadn't occurred to me that was actually a possibility, and he's never offered. So he's
not that kind of girl.
One doesn't like to assume.
One doesn't like to assume that I mean, it's a fair point. It's certainly doable. So yeah, like I say, I'm a bit miffed on myself. Again, I do apologise for being woefully underprepared. I should really have my little dragon token. But anyway, we'll just assume he's a dragon. All right, so we're into the next round of combat. So what we'll do is, if one of you can roll a d10 for me, and I will do the same. So I got, oh bloody hell, you're having a laugh. Oh, same again. So I think that gives you 2 frames advantage.
Okay.
2 frames that you get 2 frames advantage because so it's the difference between them that counts. So if there's a difference of you got a difference of 3, which gives you, I think, gives you basically 2 frames. So that means you guys get to go first again. So Captain Sonar, you are first up.
Oh, I can't see the screen because I'm busy doing something.
Well, basically, so the situation. It's all right. Situation is that Anorin is sort of flying over you, heading in pursuit of.
I'm not letting him have all the fun. If she can turn invisible, let me shoot her with the freeze cannon to see if she can teleport out of that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. So You have got your freeze. No, it's a good shout. Your freeze gun is a blah blah blah. Do you know what? I'm sure I wrote that down somewhere. But right, I need to add that to my little notepad. So freeze cannon is weapon class 3, which is against her defense class of. What have I just done with that sheet? Weapon class 3 versus. Oh, there we go. Defense class of 5. So 3. Yeah, basically it's a 10 or better. So again, if you'd like to just roll a d20 for me.
Just give me 2 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah, I can do it for you. Do you want me to do it?
No, I'll do it. This is going to be worth it. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
He's drawing something. He's making a token.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
I'm going to delete an
Sorry, D20, yeah?
How did you do that? That's so cool.
Yeah.
I got a 9, so yeah, I should have had you roll for me.
Hang on a minute. So I'm going to just move. That is badass. I like that. Oh, I can't move it though. That's weird. Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, it's just.
It's huge. It's a huge. That's right. I found it. There it is. That's it. No, there you go. I got it now because it was a bigger image than I was expecting.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
It always makes them really small when you insert it.
It's just like Nessie. I love it. Okay, yeah. All right. So, okay, you shoot your
rolled a 9,
ice
so,
cannon shoots, but she basically avoids it. But again, she's sort of heading this direction, and Anorin is still pursuing. So that takes up your 2 frames. That's your attack. So, Phase Strike, you are next up. What would you like to do?
So first thing I'd like to do is jump backwards and onto the top of that like press van thing, because I don't want to be stuck in any more
Done.
Stone, mud, earth, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I would like to take Agent Brown out with bow and arrow, if possible, please.
Okay, hold that thought, because you're using your gymnastic move will take up your 2 frames that you have in advance.
Okay, no worries.
So just keep that in mind. But you basically, you gracefully backflip. You could even stick to the side of the van. That'd be cool, because you've got wall crawling now, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
So you just kind of land on the side of the van, but you're sort of literally sticking to the side of it, and all the camera crews sort of go, ooh.
But I see that as more of a splat. But okay, yeah.
No, it's kind of like a Spider-Man move, So you kind of, like I say, you backflip gracefully out of this pool of mud, and then, as I say, you land on the side, but literally sticking to the side of the van, not in a sort of a cool way.
Excellent, with a hair swish.
Possible. Exactly. And as but the cool thing is, because you have wall crawling, of course, the benefit is you can you're literally sticking to the van, and you can unsling your bow and string it. You don't need to use your hands to stick to the vehicle.
Nice.
If that makes sense, because obviously you're not hanging onto it with your hands. You're stuck to it. So you kind of, as you're there, you swing into you land in place, and you unsling your bow, and you're pulling your bow ready to shoot.
Brilliant.
Okay, so that's that. Yep. Okay, so next, Anorin is just basically, he's now flying after her, because he's not very happy. And he basically makes sort of swoop for her, and she sort of, you can see that she's sort of swooping out of the way. She's looking quite worried by the fact there's actually literally a dragon chasing her now. So she seems pretty distracted. He's just going to basically pursue. He's obviously trying to grab her. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's make her go and see whether we can do that. That makes sense. So it's going to be so that is going to be, so he grabs her. You see that he sort of grabs her in his jaws. Would seem to be the obvious thing to do, being a dragon. But she once again does the same move that she did with. So uses a combat response, does the same move that she did with Sonar, that she sort of blinks out of sight and then reappears over here. So he's still chasing her, and you can tell that he's literally breathing fire now because he's getting pissed off. So she's pursuing. So he's keeping her busy. And then next up we've got Hyde. So Hyde, you're up. So yeah, you've got Monkey Man attached to your bat at the moment.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do with him? As if I didn't know.
Yeah. So again, I'd like to try and swing him and throw him into Agent Orange. Is there a way I can get any sort of advantage on that, Steve? Can I?
Do you know what? Actually, because you're not trying to hit him. So you're not trying to hit him. You are simply trying to throw him. Is that correct?
That's right. Yep.
I'm going to say then, because your strength, you've got better strength than he's got. So you've got 26, he's got 24. So you are technically stronger than him. So as far as I'm concerned, I think you can just do that because, like I say, you're not trying to. It's not like a hand-to-hand attack. You're just literally, you sort of swing your bat and you're just trying to dislodge him. Yep. So I'm gonna say that you can do that. Now, Agent Orange. I don't even think Agent Orange is going to be able to dodge because he's probably not aware of it. So yeah, I'm quite happy for you just to you lulz him into Agent Orange, and Agent Orange goes essentially he gets thrown right over here. Agent Emerald kind of somersaults in, so he's in midair, and he clatters into Agent Orange, who gets knocked flying. But Agent Emerald then he somersaults out of that and lands in a sort of a combat stance.
Yep.
On the ground because of his agility,
monkiness.
his monkiness. But yeah, he does not look happy at all because, like I say, you've humiliated him because you've thrown him.
Yeah.
As I say, he's knocked his colleague. It's unclear as to whether Agent Orange is unconscious, but he's certainly on the deck. I'm going to rule it's going to take him at least the next round to get up because he's taken a big hit. And in fact, it's funny because Agent Orange has actually got much better hits to coma than he's actually got more hits to coma than Agent Emerald has got, bizarrely. Although Agent Emerald does have damage dividers because of his he's got tough skin. So basically, Orange is he's knocked on his arse, and it's going to take him his couple of frames just to get himself sorted out because obviously that gun that the gas tank he's wearing has got sort of a pipe running from the tank to the gun, so he's kind of all tangled up in the cabling and everything. So he's basically going to be out of action for the next round. And again, Agent Emerald lands on his feet, but is not happy because you've just made him look like a right idiot. So that, I think, concludes your first 2 frames. So everyone has acted. Captain Sonar and Orin. So Agent Silver, what can he do? Well, he can't do a great deal. I guess he's going to go for you then, Hyde, purely because you're the nearest. Because again, Anorin has got Face Strike has got out of his way, so he can move.
Sorry.
So all right.
1, 2. So first frame, he moves. He moves basically to there, and then so he takes 2 of his frames to act, and then he's got a frame where he can do a hand-to-hand attack. So he's just going to try and hit you. So he has got weapon class of 2 versus your defense class, which is 6. So 2 versus 6. He needs to make a 10 or better to stand a chance at hitting you. Which he does. Now you can choose to either avoid it, so you can try to dodge, parry. You could parry him with your bat if you wanted to.
I'll try and parry. Yeah.
Okay, so he's attacking you with basically normal hand to hand. He doesn't have he's got no martial arts or anything, so he's going to hit you with that. You're going to parry him with a melee weapon. So okay, if you can roll can you roll a D20 for me? Yeah, easy. Right. So you he goes to punch you. and you just swipe your bat and sort of bat his hand away. It makes a very satisfying clang as it hits the armor that he is wearing. So you don't hurt him, but you basically bat you sort of dismissively bat the attack away.
Yep.
And he is, again, we'll probably try and have enough puppet you next time, but yeah, cool. Right, so next up then is Agent. So right, Agent Blue. We'll call her that. I think her name's actually Agent Azure, but she. So she's still fighting, or she's still trying to avoid Anorin. So she's going to shoot another. She tries another wind attack at him, which she does not achieve. So she's basically flying backwards across the treetops now, and she sort of, you can see her push her two hands out in front of her, and you can sort of see the ripples of air shooting out from her palms, but essentially her shooting's not good because she's being chased by a big dragon, so she misses him, and he's continuing to close on her as she sort of flies off. So yeah, he's pursuing. Next up we've got Agent Brown. So Agent Brown, so what can he do again? He has got the ability to make mud, apparently. I'm sure that sounded cooler when they came up with it. So he has got what can he do? All right, so he's going to go for you. He's heading your direction, face right. He's not going to get to you.
Yep.
You're too far away. So it's 2. He moves to there. That's 1 frame. That's 2 frames. He basically shoots. He's going to basically fire his. He uses molecular power on the ground under the van, so the van begins to sort of sink into mud. But
right, yeah,
I mean, it's not affecting you because although you're sort of the van is kind of sinking, but you're still clear at the moment, so no danger to you other than the fact that I'm not quite sure what he thinks he's doing by it's the equivalent of going to a craft fair and getting stuck in a muddy field, I guess. But whatever. So that's what he's going to do. I think I guess he's not really. He's probably going to come for you again next round. But again, for now, that's about as close as he can get. And then next up, we have got the final one. Well, Orange. We know Orange is on his arse basically, and he's not getting up this round. Cool. So that is they've taken their action. So you guys have now got 2 frames left. So Captain Sonar, what would you like to do?
Is Captain Orange unconscious?
He's not. He's on his back. But you could certainly. He's prone. So I guess your options are you could
punch him in the face.
Yeah, absolutely. If all else fails, yeah. So you just move up to him. Yeah, you can just attack him. So your weapon class with your. Oh, do you want to use Are you going to use your ultrasonic, your fist amplifier?
I'm going to use my fist amplifier.
Okay, so that's a weapon class 4. He has got a defense class of 6. Excuse me. So that is going to be so you only need to roll an 8 or better to hit him. Unfortunately for him. Oh dear. The bad news continues for Captain Orange or Agent Orange, because he's prone, so he can't really dodge you, unfortunately. So what I'd like you to do, I know, I almost feel bad for him. Oh my god. I've just realised how much damage you do now with your damage modifier. Right, so if you can give me a 2d6 hits to coma, please, first of all. So 2d6. So that is a 9, and that gets a plus. It's 9 plus 18 because of your extra damage from your super strength. So that's what's that? 27 points of damage. And then for hits to kill, it is 1d6 minus 6. So do 1d6. So 3 minus 6, so this is 0. But then, of course, you get the plus 16. I would recommend you might want to pull your punch because, or at least you can decide not to inflict killing damage on him, because obviously to knock him out you just need
I'm
to.
only trying to incapacitate him. We're not.
Yeah,
we're not
I mean, to be
stone cold
honest with
killers.
you, he's taken over half. He's now taken over half of his hits to coma damage. So I think I'm going to rule he is going to be. Well, he's still going, but he's not very happy. As I say, you just give him a good old clout. And yeah, one more hit like that, and he'll be out of the fight for sure. So you can actually, if you want to, you can have another pop. Actually, no, you can't, because you used your ultrasonic, your glove, didn't you? But basically, yeah. So he's not very happy. You've given him a good old clout, and he stumbles back to the ground again. And you can probably say to him, "Stay down, mate."
Yeah.
But
I'll just tell him to cool off.
Yeah, cool off. Yeah, that's a good thing. Next round, you could then just like root him to the ground with your frost cannon, couldn't you? That'd be fun. Okay, what we got next? So face strike. You are next. So you were going to take a shot at our mate.
Yes. Yep. That plan has not changed. That is exactly what I'd like to do with bow and arrow.
Right. Okay. Yes. So to shoot at him, you are going to need to. So your skill is you have got bow weapon class 4, so he has got a defense class of 6, so 4 against 6, so you need to roll an 8 or better to hit him.
Okay.
On a d20.
Yep.
Perfect. Oh, look at that. Scrape that one, but that'll do. So now, if you would like to please give me a.
Is it 3d6 again?
I think for your bow, the bow is 1d6 plus 3 hits to coma. So do that one first.
You've got 6.
So that's 3. Yeah. So that's 9 points of hits to coma.
Yep. Okay.
And then you get an extra plus 5 to that because of the bow. So 14 points. And then if you'd like to do for hits to kill, it's 2d6. So give me 2d6 hits to kill. So that's 7 plus 6 is 13 plus 5 is 18 for your hits to coma. Okay, so you've taken him down by about half, essentially.
Okay.
Right. So yeah. So he's got again. He's still up, but he's not very happy. He's got a couple of arrows. He's got an arrow sticking in him. Yeah, and he kind of stumbles back because again, you've hit him with enough force that it's kind of knocked him off his stride. Right. Next up is so Hyde. I think you're next.
Is it not Anurin after?
Sorry, Anurin. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm just going to say he's just chasing her, basically. So he's going to try and hit her with he's going to try and what's he going to try and do? He's going to try and hit her with his flame attack. Energy strike flame, weapon class 3. Okay, so he doesn't hit her. However, what happens is he's the flame strike from him kind of shoots towards her. She frantically dodges out the way, disappears down into the tree line, and he swoops down after her. So he disappears out of sight. He's chasing her, but you can see sort of the trees are like lit up with fire, and yeah, she managed to avoid that attack, but he's still chasing her. So I think he's got that in hand pretty well from what you can see, and that keeps him occupied. I don't think Kevin's obviously going to be joining us tonight, so I think he's going to just keep after her. Right. So next up we have got.
That'd be me, wouldn't it?
That'd be you now. Yep. So what would you like to do? So you've got your.
I think I want to stick with the sort of game that I've been playing, and if I could drive my shoulder into Agent Silver and sort of ram him into the sumo fella.
Yeah, let's do it. I love it.
Yeah, is that cool?
Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. Right. Yes, it is. Okay, so I mean that's just going to be a straightforward, I guess, hand-to-hand attack because you're just shoulder charging him. Let me just bring your character sheet up just so I can double check you haven't got any other little bonuses I need to be aware of. Let's have a look. So yeah, you've got okay. So yes, you can do the charge into combat.
Attack. That
yeah,
charging,
let's do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think that's a good shout. You've got a few options because obviously you have your bat slam, but because of the way you want to play this, I would say your option is charge into combat. So essentially, that just means that you run into him.
Yep.
And given your superior strength, I mean, he's not got any super strength, so if you connect with him, he's going to be that's no problem, and I will happily allow you to shoot him into sumo, dude.
Okay, cool.
Because you've got the momentum behind you and the strength to do that. So let us see what. So I would say that you are going to. Oh, yeah, his defense class isn't that great either. So we said your attack is a weapon class 3 versus DC 4. So 3 versus 4. Yeah, so it's a straight 10 or better. But I'm go for it. See what happens. I've got another idea if that doesn't pan out. But
okay, on the D20, yeah.
Just D20, yeah, straight D20. Cool.
No.
Okay, so I am going to give you the option to grab because you've got a couple of frames, and because you're just doing a hand-to-hand attack, you have 2 attacks that you can do.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm going to say that you sort of, if we'll say you feint at him, so you go for him and you miss him, he steps to avoid, but then you can then pivot around and then use your momentum to crash into him. So have another go. I'm going to give you a bonus of a +2 to that as well.
Okay, so
because he thinks he's so yes, exactly, because he thinks he's avoided you basically.
Yeah.
So that essentially is if he's unaware because he thinks he's sidestepped you. Okay. All right. So that didn't pan out. Okay. So you've gone for him. He sidestepped you. You've tried to pivot around into him, and he's
got my number.
He's just about managed to avoid you, but he's he's seen what you did with the other guy, so he's desperately trying to keep out of your way because he doesn't have any ability to. He doesn't have any flight or anything. He's just basically a bloke in a suit of armor, so
that's fair.
He's not the most maneuverable. Okay, so that is everybody. I think that is everybody. So I think we're into the next round, I believe. So while this has been going on, by the way, so Hanson has come back to her. So the police come over to the police cars, and she has basically given the order for the DICE special forces to breach the building. Bearing in mind that these combat rounds only last, they're a few seconds. I know this is always a bit hard to rationalise with the timing of these things. 6-second rounds, it's nothing really. But we'll say that she's waited to ensure that these guys are all fully occupied with you, which they clearly are, and she's now given the order. So phase strike, because you have enhanced senses. Yeah, you can hear in the distance. You can hear the sound of kind of orders being shouted, and you can hear what sounds like flashbangs going off. So you can tell that the special force, the DICE commandos, have basically breached the back of the hall. Now, obviously, these guys around you are not aware of this. You're not aware if they're in communication with their people inside, but they're showing no sign of having been aware. So you are aware purely because you can hear the commotion because of your extra senses. But nobody else has heightened senses. Okay, so right, so that's all going on in the background. So if you'd like to give me a D10 roll again, so this is for this third round. Oh, I got 2. Well, you get 1 frame. You will get 1 frame in advance then. So, Captain Sonar, you've got a frame. So that's enough for you. If you want to, you can either punch the guy with just your 1 frame, or if you want to use up a frame in advance, I'm quite happy for you to shoot with your frost cannon if you want to do so. Or you can use your ultrasonic attack or whatever.
This Agent Orange is like about a regular sized guy, right?
Yeah, he's just a normal dude in a bodysuit and wearing what looks like a gas tank on his back. So
can I throw him at the green dude?
You can certainly pick him up because you've only got the 1 frame. So you can certainly pick him up, and then you can throw him next time.
I'll pick him up and throw him in.
Yeah, I mean you've got super strength, so I'm totally happy for that. So yeah, you just pick him up. So he kind of goes, what? He actually, as you pick him up, he actually says 9, 9. So it sounds like he's German. So you sort of pick him up, and you're basically holding him over your.
I'll finish his sentence. Yeah, 999. That's the number you're going to need to call for an ambulance.
Brilliant. Yeah, so you basically hoisted him up. So when it's your next turn to act, you can then toss him. Yeah, no problem. Right. So phase strike, you've got 1, which you can't really shoot with a bow. So you could move, or you can just hold your action if you want, and then hit him next time.
Yeah, I mean, presumably he's going to be starting to get up and about, and he's still a danger, isn't he? Even though he's
a danger. I mean, he seems to be fixated on turning things into mud, which is interesting. But I mean, his only other super. Well, I mean, as I say, his superpowers basically are he's not particularly strong. He does have martial arts. But essentially his superpower is the field manipulation. So
yeah,
I guess what he could do is he could probably turn. He could probably turn the van into gas or something. It's I'm just looking to see what he does. Yeah, he says he can manipulate the fields of attraction between molecules. Only molecules of inanimate objects can be affected. Living beings. Yeah, so he can't do anything to you.
As long as I'm moving.
Yeah, but exactly. But he can't do anything to you. But as I say, so he could potentially turn the van into gas or water or something. But I think that's a bit of a stretch for him. So I think his signature move is this whole kind of turn it into mud, so he traps you and then comes and beats on you, basically. So as I say,
cool.
hasn't worked out.
I'm happy. The reason I asked is because if anyone else is a clear and present danger that I've actually not, as in the player, Sarah has not noticed, then I'd rather.
I think you're good.
Them, but
I think so. Agent Orange is about to be thrown into a gorilla. Agent Azura, she's in trouble. She's being chased by a dragon, and then obviously Agent Silver is engaged with Hyde. So yeah, he's the only target. He's the only sort of viable target that you've got. And again, Agent Emerald is obviously. I think he's probably going to go for Hyde as well because he's not very happy with him. So yeah, so I think you're right. I think he's your obvious target to go for. So yeah, if you want to hold your attack, and then you'll get your full frames in a moment. So Anorin, I'm basically they're off the table. They're off the map at the moment, but you can still hear sort of the dragons, like the sort of squeak, what would you call it? The screeching of the dragon in the distance. And you see there's like a burst of light again, where presumably he's still shooting at her with his flame thing. But the point is, she's not causing you any trouble. And then next up is Hyde. Then, so you've only got 1 frame. So I would also recommend. I don't know if you want to sort of hold your attack, because again, with 1 frame, you can punch him for sure because you're close up to him. So you could just punch him. I mean, 1 good hit, to be honest, you'll probably take him out because again, super strength. I keep forgetting about.
So I've we've danced back and forwards. I've tried to feign him. He keeps guessing my move or whatnot. So yeah, I think I'm just going to stand my ground and swing my bat at his head. Give him a whack.
So give me a D20, please. Try and roll over 10 if you can.
No, crying out loud. I guess I've run out of path.
He's. I mean, it's.
Paper rolls.
Yeah, you're sort of swiping at him, and he's just sort of ducking around you, which is again, I keep forgetting because actually, obviously, Heidi's quite big, isn't he?
Yeah.
You're not like a giant, but you're a bigger, quite a big dude.
Yeah.
He's just a regular sized dude, so I think he's just avoiding you. But again, he's not very happy about it because what I think he realizes that one good solid hit, and it's going to be curtains for him. So I can understand why he's trying to keep out of your way. Right, okay, so that's all of you guys having taken your one frame. So I'm going to run through the bad guys. So Agent Silver. So Agent Silver's just going to try and hit you because again, he hasn't really got much choice, honestly. So he hits you. And his attack is his attack. You can try and avoid him. So if you want to try and dodge him, just give me a D6 roll. If you want to, you can use up a frame to dodge him, or you can just take the hit if you want. It's up to you. Like I say, he doesn't have super strength or anything. So to be honest, you could probably afford to take the hit without too much trouble. But it's up to you.
That's me, is it, Steve?
Yeah. Sorry, Hyde. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather keep hold of my frames, I think.
Okay, fine. So he hits you. So you just take 7 and do you have damage divide? Yeah, you got you have damage dividers are rubbish though because it's a 1, so it doesn't mean anything. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're fine. He hits you and it stings a bit, but nothing to worry about. Okay, fine. So then next up is as Azure is off screen, so you can't see what she's up to. But again, you assume she's probably trying to repel a dragon with a bit of a breeze, which is probably not working out for her. And then you have got Agent Brown. So Agent Brown, right? So he comes towards you, but again, he hasn't got enough because, of course, bearing in mind the size of these squares, he can get close. But he's now given up on trying to, so that the van has kind of sunk into a pool of mud, and is at sort of an angle. But you're still secure on the side of it. So he's just now coming towards you, but he hasn't got enough movement to reach you until before you get a chance to act. And then last but not least, no, not last. So Orange is being held, so he can't do anything because he's up in the air. And then we've got Emerald. So Emerald starts to move towards you, but again, bearing in mind these squares, so he's got a movement of so he gets close, but he can't quite get to you this round. So next round you'll have 2 of them on you, Hyde. So
yeah,
but yeah, he can't actually get close enough to hit you. So right, so that's where they've moved to there. None of these guys aren't doing anything else. So right, over to you then. So first of all, Captain Sonar. So you are going to throw him, I guess.
Yeah, can I throw him at Emerald?
At Monkey Man, yeah. Yeah, so you don't need to make a roll because you just throw him. You've got super strength.
Steve, just so you know, I want to throw my guy at Emerald as well. So if that's a team up thing.
Oh, let's do that. Okay, fine. Let's do that. Okay, I love that. Right. So you throw, Orange gets thrown. So in comic book frames, Orange is flying through the air, kind of going, no. Agent Emerald spins round, hearing this squeal as this guy's flying at him. So Hyde, you throw, give me a D20. I just need you to grapple him. Excellent. Right. Thank God for that.
That's
right.
fine.
So you grab him and you throw him. So basically, he goes flying into. They both basically fly into Emerald at the same time. Okay, and so I'm going to rule. So Agent Orange, he is going to take. X plus the damage modifier. Right. Agent Orange is out. He's unconscious now. And Silver is... He's going to take... okay, he's not unconscious, but he's down. And he's kind of... Yeah, he's down and on his knees. And Emerald... Oh, dear me. I've forgotten Emerald's got really rubbish... So what's that? Oh, 18. Okay, so so Emerald takes he takes 9 points. He takes 9, but 2 different sources. So he's basically down to stunned. So Orange is unconscious. He drops to the ground unconscious. Silver is on his knees. Still not quite unconscious, but he's not very healthy. And Emerald is dropped to the ground and he's stunned. So he's not unconscious, but he's basically trapped between these two guys, and it's going to take him at least a round to get up. And he's not in a very good shape. His hits to coma are pretty low. So, okay, perfect. So. At that point,
Steve, if it's phase strikes go, could I just say after that I would demand that they yield?
Yeah. So at that point, actually, yeah. So you can say, yeah. You can say something. I mean, yeah. I'll let you word it how you would like to word it.
I don't want to jump in if it's phase strike's turn though.
No. Phase strike. Yeah, you can have a go if you wish.
No, it's fine. It's fine if you want to go ahead and say that.
So I would simply just say, "Do you yield?"
Silver he sort of pulls himself up and he looks around at the situation, and as he does so, out the front of the building come also the doors open, and let's chuck a couple of these guys in. Yeah, so basically a few of these guys come out of the front door. So Colonel Hanson sort of strides forward, possibly with an ear to or with a view to the television cameras, and she says, agents of Pallet, stand down. My men have liberated the hostages, and your comrades are all in custody. There's nowhere for you to go. Put your weapons down, or they're not really carrying your weapons apart from Agent Orange, and he's unconscious. But they they yield, and Agent Brown sort of moves back and puts his hands up. You see that Anorin comes out of the woods back in his normal shape, and he kind of looks at you guys. He just sort of shrugs. He says, "Oh, she's gone." And you basically come and surround these guys. And again, they're kind of clearly outnumbered. Now, interestingly, as you're doing this, one other thing, let me just find one other thing here. So as you're... Oh, okay. Did I not do a... Okay, you just bear with me for a minute. So as the the DICE troops come out from the building, there's also a guy in arts. Although he is the same counter as Silver, but he's not the same. There's also a guy in armor comes out, and you see that the armor has got a DICE logo on it. And Colonel Hanson, again, she says to you, may I introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lancelot armor. This is designed to be DICE's next line of defense against superhuman threats. And this guy stands with the he's sort of flanked by the commandos here, basically. And you can see that this armor looks pretty high tech. And she sort of gathers. She says, you know, these guys take away the pallet agents into custody. Okay, so they get taken away. And she says, "Oh, let's." She says, "You well done, new Eagles. I think this would be a good opportunity this would be a good time for a photo opportunity." And the press sort of push forward here, and you know, like, oh, you know, oh, tell me, you know, Hyde, how, you know, what, you know, who are you dating at the moment? And you know, face strike, who does your hair, and all this, and this camera's going off, and you know, these guys, you know, they sort of turn around, and you're all getting the adulation. Now, as this happens, all of a sudden, Anorin suddenly steps next to the guy in the armor, and both of them disappear. And the media go, "Sorry, what?" And you guys look around and go, "Where's he gone?" And Hanson goes, "Where's my armor gone?" And at that point, we're going to break for tonight. Okay, so that's why we're going to leave it for tonight.
Oh no! So, what has Kevin done?
He gets into trouble even when he's not here. Great, thanks, guys. That was great fun. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, so no, thanks, Steve. Can I point out that no vehicles were harmed in the making of this?
Yeah, you know what? It was funny. A single car this time.
It was funny because when I was doing the map, I thought I'm damn sure at least one of those is going to end up in the hall. But you managed to restrain yourself, so I'm impressed. So great, well done, everyone. So that's part 2 of Lancelot Caper. So 3 weeks' time, we will be trying to figure out what's happened to Anorin and the Lancelot armor. So unless anyone's got anything they want to add, I will stop the recording there, and I will wish you good night. And thanks again, as always. Had a great time with that.
Yeah, so no, thanks, Steve. That was great.